So if you did happen to do something with these and decide to take them off, the torque spec is about 92 foot-pounds for the camshaft pulley bolts. So you can put mine back together. You got the time marks will be lined up, and you put the belt on soon. Timing belt will go on crankshaft pulley first. We'll wrap it around the water pump. We'll come over here and go around here, then we'll go down underneath here. We'll go onto the back pulley around there, and then lastly we'll go on the timing belt tensioner assembly down there. Alright, we'll put a little bit of a sealer on there, thread sealer, pipe sealer, because it does seem to go right into the engine at that hole. Just put a little sealer on there so no oil leaks out. We'll just bolt this back on. It's got some lines on it. That's probably for the crankshaft pulley down below, so we'll try and line this up. So there's a dot on here. So you want to line up these dots on the belt with the dot on the pulley. So my dots are lined up with the dot on the crankshaft. And come up here and should line up the lines on here and the same back there. If it doesn't line up, which this one seems to be a few teeth off, then the belt might just be backwards and we'll have to flip it around. We'll go back underneath and reline that mark with the belt flipped around. We flipped around our belt and we see it's better.
That lease brake's done too.
We can turn the cam a little bit to bring that even more in line because there's a little slop in the belt. There's a slop in the belt. We can turn this a little bit and tighten that up. And we can go underneath this pulley and on top of the back pulley back there, and we'll you can kind of dark down back there. Difficult to shoot with a camera, but we'll wrap that around there back there and use a mirror. Probably need a mirror to make sure it lines up, and then lastly we'll go around the timing belt tensioner pulley. So we'll be right back. Not sure how well you can see that on my mirror, but I'm believing that is pretty well lined up. So, back's lined up. The front's lined up and the crankshaft pulley's lined up. Got it around the timing belt tensioner assembly. Got the pin here. So we'll be pulling the pin in just a second. Double check the marks, and yes, they look good. We'll pull the pin out, and then we're gonna put the crankshaft pulley bolt back in. We'll turn the engine over a couple times by hand with a wrench, and we'll double check our marks, and if they're good, we can put it back together. That's when you would reverse procedure to install. Add your 50-50 mix of coolant in here, and run it for a few minutes, and then maybe shut it off and check your level after just a few minutes, and add some more as needed, and run it. Make sure you have good heat in the vehicle, and let it cool off after you've run it for a half hour or so, and double check your coolant level and in your overflow bottle as well. So I've cranked it over by hand a couple times. You can see my bolt and a little spacer down there, and don't expect the yellow marks to line up from the belt, but just your highlighted marks, and mine do line up. I'm happy with them, so I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall everything so you can do the same thing. Crankshaft pulley bolt is about 162 foot-pounds if you're torquing that down. So good luck to you on your timing belt and water pump on your 2005 or 2006 Toyota Sienna 3.3 liter V6. So I've got my 50-50 mix of coolant. Actually, it comes pre-mixed. Toyota 50-50 pre-diluted, super long life. Got it in the car. It's been running, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I filled it up. And I know you can't feel it on the camera, but I'm getting good heat in here, so I feel good about running it. Temperature gauge is off of the C. So it'll run a little while, get up to operating temperature, shut it off, and double check my coolant level in the cap and also in the jug. There's a full hot and cold mark over here on the side of the jug to make sure it's where it needs to be.